So, there's a cooking anime, and who would have thought a cooking anime can actually be very interesting and very entertaining to watch? Well, what can I say? There is freaking anime about martial arts, anime about ninjas, anime about pirates, anime about basketball, hell, anime about firefighters, hell, anime about freaking science. Now, here's another anime I walked into that I never thought I would see myself getting into. Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is my yes, Food Wars review. Now I'm currently watching Food Wars as of February 11th, 2020. So I recently, well, a few minutes ago, I actually just got done with the first season of season one. Um, so yeah, so I know so far. I think I don't know if the anime is still currently going, but all I know is there's four seasons of this anime. I know there's a manga of this anime. I'm probably not gonna read the manga. I'm probably just gonna watch the anime for now. But yeah. So funny thing about Food Wars is it was one of those animes where I looked at, and especially when I watched Dragon Ball Super English dub when it was on Toonami and when it was first getting hyped up and stuff like that. I was like, interesting. I wonder what an anime about a food show would be like. So if you hadn't known or haven't watched my reviews of some animes in the last few years, I've slowly but surely got into opening up to different types of anime. My very first anime I was introduced to was a little bit of Pokemon, but then I stopped doing Pokemon for a bit. I got back onto Pokemon later on, and that's kind of was my first official anime. Then came Dragon Ball Z. Then came My Hero Academia. Then came One Piece, Doctor Stone, Fire Force. Right now, I'm currently on the first couple of episodes for Fairy Tail and Hunter x Hunter, which are really good shows and really good animes themselves. Um, and now I've gotten myself into Food Wars, and now I am hooked. I really should make a freaking video, you know, explaining how is anime not only addicting, but what grabs you with anime. I feel like I should make a video like that about that. I feel like I want to be good explaining that, but it's some crazy things. Food Wars is like in the portal of Doctor Stone, Fire Force, Fairy Tail, and Hunter x Hunter. Um, and my general opinion on anime is if I'm intrigued about the certain type of anime and I have an intrigue to give it a chance, I'll watch the first couple of episodes and see if I dig it and really like it. And Food Wars was one of those animes on the bubble. It's like, you know what? Might think about checking it out because for the longest time I saw it on Hulu, Netflix, and I'm like, this anime is on here. I might want to check this out. So, starting like 2, 3, held, I think this past weekend, I watched Food Wars and the first couple of episodes, and I got hooked on it. And now I am a Food Wars fan. Now Food Wars, if you guys don't know, is about a boy named Soma who essentially works at his family restaurant or his father's restaurant in Japan. But when his father says he's going to be going away, he gives him an application to go to this really, crazy really like good culinary cooking school. And essentially Selma has to go through, the trials and tribulations of being a good cook, as well as coming across a few rivals along the way, and to go up against to see which one essentially is the better cook. Now we all know his main goal is to be the top. Now I don't know if the series is finished yet. If you want to put that in the comment section, please just say the series has ended, and well, I know the manga's ended. Ask me if the anime's ended if you would like to in the comment section, because I just started I just finished season 1, so I don't know the real, next part of the story. But essentially, we all know Soma wants to get to the on the Elite 10, and also in case prove Erina wrong that he is a good cook and really be the top, cook at the school. That's kind of really it. So my thoughts on Food War. I love this show. This Food Wars is a really good show. A really good anime. If you haven't seen it and you're seeing this video, I say give it a watch. Give it a chance. I'd say give it about maybe 3 to 5 episodes. If you're still not digging it, then you might not think you might not be into it. And also, I should say this: viewer discretion is advised. So for younger kids who love anime and stuff like that, I would highly, and I mean highly, first things first, click off this video, because you should not be watching the anime and you don't want to get spoiled, because I do somewhat plan to put spoilers in this video. But this anime should not be watched by kids at all, because this anime has some very suggestive, things going on. Like, when I mean suggestive, literally every time a girl character eats food, they literally spaz out. And if you know what I mean, I'm not going to use that word, but they literally spaz out, and they make some noises that are kind of inappropriate, and stuff like that. Also, for people who are watching at home, even if you are old enough to watch it, I would say don't watch this with parents in the house, especially on a TV, because if your parents catch this and they see you watch on the TV, they might be questioning what the hell you're watching. That was the one thing that stuck out to me, when I first watched, from really the first episode go. There is a lot of those types of scenes where there is partial nudity in the episode, slash, moaning noises. This is definitely not targeted for kids to watch. This is like kind of my age demographic to watch. You know, that's just a whole nother thing. If you want to get my quick thoughts on the scenes, I think those scenes are very funny when stuff like that. Yes, it's very, whew, it's a touchy subject. It's very, in a guy's case, it's very interesting to look at, but you know, um, it's it's suggestive. It's suggestive. But those scenes are, what I might say is, okay. Let's move on before bad things happen. Um, but yeah, this show is a really good show, and the one thing about this show I like most is probably the characters. It's this anime, yes, it has its epic moments, and the crazy thing is this: Food Wars essentially, in my opinion, is essentially the Dr. Stone of food. Essentially, it's like, what I'm trying to say is, this anime is like Dr. Stone, where Dr. Stone is focusedly targeted to science, and there's hardly any like fighting or action scenes in it. There's just really talking about the science and the laws of and basics of science and stuff like that. it's kind of like Food Wars is kind of like that, but you switch up the science topics. Well, there is a little bit of science topics in here in this show, but you take out the science topics and you just insert food, culinary stuff into this. And really, you don't, and honest to goodness, there really is no action. There's comedic action, when like a character noggins somebody on the head, leaving them with a big bump and stuff like that. That's that type of action, but it's kind of like really a comedy, cooking show. Um, you know, that's what I see what it is. It's essentially Dr. Stone if you add cooking, if you take out the science but you put cooking in it. And that's the one thing that stood out to me, the fact that it's pretty good because really all it's talking about is cooking. Now you can say how is a anime that's only based on cooking intrigue you so much to the point where there's little to no action in this. And I think the thing is one, and I got like kind of three things, if not two. My first thing is the characters. All the characters in the show sell their roles to, you know, a really good crisp. Soma's your typical, main protagonist character who is a master at doing what the show's about. But in an effort to see him have rivals who he only wants to get better than, and even in the last episode of season one, he says he wants to get stronger to improve his cooking better. He's your typical, main protagonist of the anime. Another character, Megamine. She is, even though Erina is really the real true love interest, she's kind of the side love interest who's the best friend to the main character, who sees, and I'll talk a little bit more about Megamine soon, but she's like the character who assists the main character and is essentially like the best friend to the main character, who's always there for them when they need it, or when the main character is always there for that person. Um, the crazy thing about Megamine, when I talk more about her, I see more similarities to Ochako than any other, love really main protagonist possible love interest. But Megamine is somewhat, in season one standards, is a technical love interest. Getting to really the main true love interest, which is Erina. She's a stuck up, rich snobby girl who believes that the main character really isn't all that it is, but she just can't admit that, he's really good. She just doesn't want to admit it. So, that character, and then all the other characters that you see later on in this anime, they all have different character development moments. Like now, obviously in season one, Soma and Megamine, they get the most character development out of all of the other characters. Like all the other characters do get they do get their own episodes where they have, their backstory and how they became the person who they are today. But I would say season one really focuses on Soma and Megamine. And like I said, I'll talk more about Megamine later, because if you ask me, out of season one, she was my favorite character. I do love Soma, and him and Megamine are tied as my favorite characters right now, currently, for the entire show. But for season one, Megamine is my favorite character, of season one. And as the season reviews go on, I'll give my favorite characters of which one is which. I'll hopefully try to, differentiate and try to differ which, characters that I like and which characters that are my least favorite. But really, there's no characters that identify as my least favorite. All the characters were entertaining. They were all funny. Soma's dad, he was entertaining with the limited showtime he was. And in essence, I saw him almost like Senku's dad, with the exception that he's actually there, though. But he's the mentor to the main character that wants to see him strive and get better, even though tugging in a little few blows here and there. Stuff like that. I said Erina's one of my favorite characters. And just from the standpoint, Erina's my favorite character from the standpoint is, like I said, she's just that girl that doesn't want to admit that Soma's cooking is really good. Like she was literally, you know, she loved the smell not only, and she loved the taste of, well, his first dish he made her, and then in the freaking tournament arc, um she loved his last item he made in the season. And, she still called it disgusting because she doesn't want to admit that his food is really good. But in reality, we can see that she has not only feelings for him, but he actually appreciates his cooking and she actually likes it. And I think that's the one thing that makes, you can hate Aaron. It's a love-hate relationship with Erina. You want to see Erina, you know, you want to see Soma show up Erina, but at the same time, you like Erina because you want to be like, come on, ride on the frickin' bandwagon with my boy Soma. That's the crazy thing. It's a love-hate relationship with her. Sometimes when she's being Richard snobby to him, I hate her. But, when she's in that mood, when she's like blushing and, she can't decide whether she likes the food or not, that's when you're like, and she's really doubting herself, that's when you're like, come on, Erina, get on the bandwagon. You know you want him. You know you love Soma. She's my favorite character, if not by far. Well, not by far, but out of any anime character, she's top five as my favorite. One of my favorite shipping things with her and Soma. Now I do find out. Now I do find out later that her I did do some research into thinking. I didn't read much into it, but I do later found out that her and Soma eventually do get together and hook up. Now I just want to see the building blocks on what it takes for those two to eventually possibly or eventually, get together and stuff like that. At first I thought it was Megumin, but I'm like, no. Erina truly does love, or she really does have feelings for Soma. Um, you know, Stuff like that. Meet Meet, the character Meet Meet, funny. She's the Boa Hancock of this show, really. Essentially, she's the Boa Hancock, with the exception of not telling Soma that she likes him. But the characters build this. The characters build the show like Jesus. In the tournament arc alone, almost each main character that got a point, even the side characters to an extent, and even the rivals, they get their own backstory and their own development and their own understanding of how they were brought up and why they're here today. Um, like, like I said, one of my favorite characters, Megumin. Jesus, she's one of my favorite characters of anime. Period. Me and Denzel are actually doing, next week. We're actually making a top 10 waifus list for anime waifus. She's honestly top five, if not right now. She might be my number one. So you're gonna have to check out that video to see if that comes true. But I really liked Megumin's character because she was a girl that was literally about to flunk out of school, and the reason why I kind of relate her to a little bit to Ochako is she kind of to an extent relies on the main character, and yes, you can say, well, that's not good character for her. And that's kind of the same thing. That's kind of the thing why people are somewhat upset with Ochako and they don't like Ochako as much because they feel Ochako relies too much on Deku because she's the typical damsel in distress. Well, not damsel in distress, but she's the typical love interest to the main protagonist. Megumin in season one, you can call her a love interest to Soma, but the one thing that I would say differs from her and Ochako is the fact that when it was time for her to step up and do her own thing and be on her own, she lived up to it and she did it. The first thing in the training camp arc when she takes on the former I believe he was the former number one head of the Elite 10, and even though she had to basically prove herself to the judges at the training camp, like she needs to cook her own stuff. Like when the one dude told Soma that, look, you can't help her, If you have much belief in her that she should be here and she can't be expelled, then you need to let her do this on your own, and you need to just assist her as essentially a sous chef. And that was one of the best scenes and one of the best moments for Megamine this season. If not the best moment of season one for Megamine, because it really showed her growth. Now, technically, Soma did break the rules by assisting a bit, but when Soma helped her snap out of that, she really got into her and she got the character development she deserved. And even in the tournament arc, she got like literally a whole episode of character development. She was cutting up a fish, and I was like, "This girl, Megamine, I rock with you." I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna drop an f bomb, but I f with her. But she is a very good character in this show, if not one of the best characters I've seen in any anime I've watched. Just to see her character development and the way how it's all, and it has yet to be paid off from when I'm watching, but the last few minutes of season one of episode 24, um, when she really reflects on how far she's come, even though it was due to Soma a bit helping her along the way. The fact that she realized how far she's come on her own, it really goes to show that she's grown as a character, and that's the good thing about the characters. They really do grow in this anime. Some characters in some anime, they get some character development and they just stop growing. But this anime, they take almost some of the main, they take really the main group of cast members and people you come across against, and you see the growth that comes with them. And that's the interesting thing. You've seen the growth of Soma. You've seen the growth of Megamine. Let me pull up some of the other characters. You know, you see the growth of Hisako. Hisako, you think is she's just the assistant to Erina, but no, she got her own character development, and you can see that she's actually better than what she looks like. Alice, the cousin to Erina, she gets some growth. Shun, not Shun from Bakugan, but Shun. You see the character development he goes through, and all these other characters get these, crazy, developments and stuff. Senji, I liked his character development. He's a like some of these people are just sleepers. Like some of these people are sleeper. The Ishimi brothers. I'm thinking they're gonna be the main. I'm thinking the blonde one was gonna be the main rival. No, they're kind of like friends slash side characters. And what I found, what was really cool at the end of season one is so far, some of the close rivals someone's been up against. They eventually all hung up. Now, Erina didn't hang out with him, but who knows what we'll see out of Erina. But, you know, I love this. Another thing about the show that I loved was the intense moments in this show. And Jesus. And when I mean the intense moments, that means the cooking battles. The cooking battles were very intense. My two favorite, versus Soma moments were the dude in the training campgrounds with when he was teaming up with Megamine, and then when he was fighting. I gotta find the dude. Fudge! How do I forget this dude's name? He was one of the best characters too. I do not how understand how I forgot that guy's name. Akira. Akira. That battle was heated, and I thought my guy Soma would take the top spot, but he came just 1 point short of him. And that was the crazy thing, because it's fueling Soma a lot more to beat him. So, that was really good. Those two intense moments were really well done. And when you get these intense moments, it really piques your interest, and you're like, is he gonna do it? Is he actually going to do it? And this is the one thing I do like. Obviously, we know Soma is going to be possibly the best cook at this school. And so it's similar to how like Deku in My Hero Academia knows he's gonna be the number one hero. He's narrating it. The thing is, the one thing I do like is they make him have stiff competition, like in Akira, you like I said, I would think he would outshadow Akira and he would beat him and prove everybody wrong and he'd take the top spot. He'd be number one. No, he's 1 point short, and that's the one thing I like is, albeit he is a good cook himself, there are still some people that are somewhat better than him who have not only get better ingredients to better their, dishes, but the fact that sometimes they're just a better cook. It's the cool thing, and that's why I like how it fuels Soma to do better and find new ways to make better dishes. That's the cool thing about him. And that's why I like him as main protagonist because yes, he it shows like he has no flaws. Like the one time he had a legit flaw was back in the training camp arc when he almost failed that time when the omelets were literally when he couldn't get 200 place orders. That was one of my favorite moments of the show when it looked like he was about to get expelled and lose and he literally beat the timer by 2 seconds, you know, just to get the last 200 plate done, just to pass essentially, you know, stuff like that. That's good. I love his relationship. Well, his banter with Erina. Him and Erina's banter backslash relationship is funny because he kind of he kind of makes fun of her slash questions her and is the oblivious type of main protagonist to where he's like, hey, I'm just being chill and stuff like that. But Erina's being the stuck up girl, like, I don't want to admit that you're pretty good, you know. Later we'll see that, but yeah. So yeah, my two favorite arcs in this before I end this video off are obviously the training camp arc because that is where we get the character development of Megumin, and then the prelims tournament arc at the tail end. That was really good. I did like the start of it. I did like a few of the episodes too. Some of my favorite ones were when he went back was when someone went back to his shop just to really clear out the place and make sure everything's good and stuff like that. But when he, helped, the little side, joint, go up against that fried chicken company, that was really cool. And I like those two episodes because they brought back the first girl character from the first episode and then Meat, and I liked it where the first girl character, she has an actual crush on him, on Soma, as well as Meat has an actual crush on Soma, and they were going back and forth and stuff like that with, what's up with this girl? Does she like Soma? That's gotta be Soma's girlfriend, you know. Some of the moments in this are really cool, and that's one of the cool things. Soma, if you ask me, at the end of the day, he is one of my favorite protagonists, male, he's one of my favorite main protagonists. He's obviously a top 5 main protagonist in my opinion. I think he's really good and he's got some really good character development to back up. And like I said, he didn't even know the whole story about his own dad, which is crazy. Like he didn't know that his dad went to the same school he's going to right now. He didn't know that he actually has the same room as his dad. It's really, really good. Season 1 was a really good season. It was a really good way to start off, and I can't wait to see where season 2 goes off on. Because from the time the episode ended, the last episode of season 1 ended, there's only 2 weeks for the finals to get going, and obviously someone's gonna have to step up his game and take the top spot if he wants to get to the Elite 10, because that's really Soma's end goal. Well, as of right now, not only be the top, but get on the Elite 10, which are the 10 best really cookers in the school, which for some reason, their little grouping can oversee what the hell teachers are doing, which I'm like, so you're telling me it's kind of like ASB in high school, like an organization that helps run the school, but these 10 people can essentially really run the school and tell teachers what to do, other than really the guy who runs the school, which is Erina's grandpa. But I'm like, that's so weird. I'm like, no, I'm like, that means these 10 students are in control of the school and stuff like that. So yeah. I guess another interesting tidbit I guess for season one is to know is that, you know, we do later find out in Erina's, I guess, journal, she has a picture of when she was a younger kid, and she took a picture with Soma's father, probably back when he went to the school. And it's interesting because I wonder if she or when she's gonna find out that Soma's dad or Soma's dad is, his dad. Because I think that's gonna shock her, one thing, and then I think that's what's gonna convince her to be like, you know what, maybe this guy actually has pretty good cooking. Well, even though she's not admitting it yet in person yet, but I feel like that's gonna pay off in a real way when she finally tells someone like, okay, your cooking's good. It's not disgusting. It's good. It's no, it's not just good. It's great. Um, you know, I'm very intrigued to see where that plot point goes because she knows his dad, but she doesn't know that that is Soma's father. And I can't wait to see, which I think that's what's going to essentially, make her eventually really fall in love with Soma even more. The fact that, yeah, Soma has this guy as his father. That's really cool. Now, my ideal way, how I think the show will or how I think this will end is I think Soma will end up taking the top spot and graduating. And then I think like I said, he and Erina will hook up, and I think they'll work at the little their little family restaurant, Soma's little family restaurant together. Hopefully with his dad, and that's when this series would conclude. Like I said, I know the manga ended, but it's interesting to see where the show is going. So yeah, so this is my Food Wars season one review. If you have yet to check out if you have yet to check out Food Wars at all, I would say give it a watch. And if you like it, you like it because it's really good. And I can't wait to watch the next part because the next part is going to be very entertaining to see where it's going. Also, if you wanted some clarification, I watched the English dub. I do like both, and this goes for any anime. I do watch both Japanese and English dubs for animes. Now, I do like listening to English dub because I like it as a personal preference. Because I just, as much as I love Japanese dubs, I just hate reading subtitles. Listening to English dubs are so much better. Well, in my opinion, it's better for me because then I don't have to always look at just look at the screen trying to read the words fast enough to just see the action going on. So yeah, I'm listening to the English dub now. I know currently the English dub is up on season 3. There's 4 seasons, so yeah. I don't know if season 3's airing anywhere. So I guess for people who are far enough into the English dub, if you want to leave a comment section saying that, oh yeah, the 3rd season of English dub is currently going on, then that'd be much, appreciated and much help and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. So for Food Wars season 1, I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's a really good start off. It's a really good season. I liked all the characters from Soma to heck the least important character, the grandma who runs their dormitory. She was something. Jesus, her little freaking scene when she, oh my, spazzed out was insane. Don't get me started with that. But that stuff like that. The animation was really, really freaking good. And I guess the last thing I gotta say is I'm shocked that the food, just looking at the food in this anime, does not get me hungry. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I get like hungry not watching this anime. You'd think this would be the type of anime you'd be like, I'm getting hungry. No, I did not get hungry whatsoever. Stuff like that. So other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. It's late for me. I'm actually making this video at like 12:28 a.m. in the East Coast. So I'm gonna get out of here so I can get some sleep for tomorrow's class. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. If you like this video, leave a like. Put in the comment section, your thoughts if you've seen Food Wars. Put your comment section your thoughts on Food Wars, and also please don't put anything in the comment section regarding spoilers for the next couple of seasons because I'm only just finishing season 1 now. It'd be much appreciated if you do. It's like My Hero Academia season 4. Well, technically, yeah, but it's like My Hero Academia season 4. Don't put anything or don't spoil anything for me. But other than that, yeah. Also hit that subscribe button to essentially get more, anime content on this channel. I do Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia. I am gonna get back to doing Dr. Stone when season 2 comes back for the anime. Even Fire Force. I still gotta make my Fire Force thoughts on that. I actually have a pre-recorded video of Fire Force. I just gotta upload that video. But so also expect that sometime. I don't know when I'm gonna upload that. Whenever I upload that, but yeah. Also, like I said, hit that subscribe button to get more, Food Wars reviews of the seasons because I will be reviewing the seasons 2, 3, and 4, and I'm obviously gonna have to switch over to the Japanese dub to watch the, you know, I guess 2 seasons, but the next 2 seasons, season 4, stuff like that. But yeah, so till then, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. You guys have a great night. So, peace.